Dear Master, I miss you a lot and love you a lot. My question is, whenever I miss you or I am in any problem or if I am suffering, do you get to know? You are physically far away but close to my heart. There are so many that you have to look after, but how do you know what is going through everyone's mind?
Interesting question. Why it's interesting for me is because I asked the same question once, long ago. I asked the same question from Great Master. I said, Master, you say that you are inside us, and when we want to ask any question, we are in trouble, we want help, you will help us from inside. Do you have any knowledge outside also that we are doing this thing, or is it all our own internal thing? One master, whose name was Baba Fakir Chand from Hoshiarpur, he made a statement in his satsang. He said, masters know nothing. They are ordinary human beings like us, but they have this gift that they can create their image inside, and the true master is inside us. That is why don't think that the master outside and inside is the same. The master inside, which is part of your own self, is created by your own consciousness, is the true master. The outside is a replica, an outside image of that master. So the outside master acts according to what is happening in the inside master. He gave that example, Fakir Chand gave that example, that masters as physical beings are not all knowing. That they, so I was very interested in that statement of Baba Fakir Chand, because he was our neighbor when my father was teaching as a professor in Hoshiarpur. We used to meet him frequently. He was a very enlightened person. So at one time I had to ask him the same question, which I had asked Great Master once, about whether the master in physical body knows everything. And Baba Fakir Chand said, of course. They are not different, but the outside has to behave like an ordinary person, unknowing. Because if he says he knows outside, what will happen? Nobody will go inside. Everybody will run after the outside person. Therefore, it's appropriate for a master to tell, he knows nothing, go inside and find out from your true master inside. So it's very appropriate behavior of a perfect living master to do that. Now, this is what he explained, and I understood it, that the masters want us to meditate and find the truth inside. Otherwise, we are running after illusions. Master's outer form is part of the illusion. When you die, everything dissolves, including the form of the master. But what does not dissolve is the inner form of the master. Therefore, it's a very appropriate thing for a master to say, I don't know what is happening, and even if he knows. Now the question is, if he really knows, then how does he operate? One physical person, if he knows, has got so many initiates, so many disciples. He has initiated each one of them and told them, I am with you. I have manifested myself with you. Any problem you have, you can talk to me. And there are 1,000 people sitting there, and master is in all 1,000. How can one physical person know what is happening to 1,000 people? I had to find some appropriate language to explain how masters work. In America, in one of my talks, I explained this. And the explanation I gave was taken from the manual for masters. So I just picked up from there and said, the masters use what is called a clone. A clone is a replica of the master. They make a clone and put that clone of themselves in each person they initiate. But they are in constant touch with the clone. They never disconnect with the clone. Clone continuously, all the time, sends messages what is happening inside the disciple. And therefore the physical form of the master at all time know it. But they don't have to use it for interaction with the disciple. The interaction should be ordinary human beings as friends. Supposing we came to know that another human being who's being a friend of ours knows all our thoughts, and sometimes our thoughts are very ugly, you know. In spite of even if we try to think very nice things, once in a while some naughty thoughts creep in. And if we know he's reading my thoughts, we'll hardly have any friendship with that person. So if we have a creepy thought and say, Master, did you see what I thought? He says, what was that? We feel very comfortable. Thank God. So you have to balance all these things. The truth is that the Master in his awareness knows everything. He knows. And he, in his physical form, acts like he's just an ordinary person like us and knows nothing more than what we know. And therefore we can be very free with such a Master as external physical friendship. As external physical friendship, he can be very free. When we go to his form inside, he can be very different. He can show his full knowledge, he can show everything and give all the answers. Inside, he won't say, I don't know what it is. Outside, he will. But this is part of a single plan. It's not different. So once you know what this cloning system is, a master can produce 1,000 million clones and take care of them and be in touch with all of them. If we don't understand how a master can through clones be in touch with all of them, take the digital world and in one little chip you can have a connection continuously working with not millions but billions of points. So it's not very difficult for the consciousness of a master to be in touch with all of them. Though in the physical body, physical relationships, he will pretend he knows as little or as more as you do, as your friend does. And that sustains the friendship at the physical level. This system works beautifully. And sometimes we think that the master may be using a clone, but does not know what's happening. Somebody complains, he says, Master, I had this problem. Oh, let me check with the clone. It's not like that. Then it's not a clone. Then we are separating that clone from the master. Clone means identical copy. It's an identical copy of the master. And the awareness of the clone, because clone is inside, physical part of the master is very far away. Physical master is so far away, has no time for anybody, and we hardly get to see him for a little while. But the clone is always there. Therefore, the clone acts more aggressively in being our friend. And the master in the physical form, with his remoteness, acts like ordinary human being. It's a great combination. It's good to know. And then sometimes, if we begin to really suspect, supposing we say, no, Baba Fakir Chand was more right than we are explaining now. He really did not know anything. And masters really don't know anything. And this mind, our doubting mind, which can doubt anything, begins to doubt. Master really doesn't know. It's just a theory that they made up of clone and all that. Then suddenly one day he'll spring a surprise by telling you something which you only know. How did Master know that? It is just one little example he will give and put you back on track. No, he knows. But he won't say so because he's a friend of mine. So from time to time, these experiences also take place. So I think it's a good game. To tell you the truth, there is no better game you can play than the game you play with your master. Don't put the master on a pedestal. Don't put him high away from yourself. The master is your friend. Friend here in the physical form and friend inside. And he will share your life like you share with any friend. He will share your joy, your sorrows, your suffering. He'll suffer with you. He'll feel sorry when needs to be sorry. And he'll fly with you. He will dance with you. He will eat with you. It's a very different relationship once you establish the form of the master inside. And that's the beauty of this Nam Dan by a perfect master. That's the relationship that's created.